Grand Rising and Shining Radiant Souls. I'm here at one of my favorite sacred spaces at Etowah Mounds. Wasn't able to get here in January, but thank goodness the weather was lovely today, and I'm able to get out here and just connect with all these beautiful trees. I feel like I've got all my friends behind me here. So, of course, I'm going to read from Prayers of Honoring by Pixie Lighthorse. And we're still in winter here, so here in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is, I think, a very, of course, right on time one in reminding us about leadership. So this is called Honoring Leadership. Thank you for this holy day that is rising. We are nervous, but we can step up. We have reservations, but we have your support. Sponsor our causes when we find a good way. For the sake of our precious short lives, make leaders of us, because after all, we are here. We are all ears. Guide us to study the chemistry lesson for living from our hearts and allowing the ripple to flow out and into our communities. Teach us right messages. Give us the foresight to understand the consequences of our works and actions. Help us with our confidence. Drench us in your abundant fragrances and drape us in ferns and forest mosses so we may know the pleasure and joy of setting verdant examples. Muddy our shoes so those in our footsteps leave behind perfection in favor of adventure and exploration of new ways. Let us show up not as stoic, humorless presences to those learning and watching, but allow them to see us in our humble states and able to turn difficult situations around on a dime when that's what's called for. Help us to do the best we can and make the best of challenging situations. Help us put our hearts on the line. Hold our hands as we unfurl our teacher's wings. Unleash the songs in our hearts and carry our melodies over the mountaintops and through the snaking rivers, cleansing and opening those who hear them. We know that open hearts are what heal the world, so let us open, open, open. Reveal our souls to us so we may know ourselves and understand what is needed. Put us in front of those who want to listen. Work with our tongues and our paralyzed voices to clear the way so we can say what needs to be said. So, it's my, old way of thinking when I hear leadership. I think of, the leaders that are out there now. But as I've mentioned in a lot of my card readings recently, and most of the people that watch this channel are pretty aware or have seen all the things that are going on right now and getting ready to happen cosmically, astrologically. We are at a very large tipping point or very huge point of evolution here. We're getting ready to come into the Chinese New Year, the fire horse. We're leaving the snake, the year of the snake, behind. So when we really make the decision as we come into this powerful, it's a new moon happening, it's a new moon solar eclipse on February 17th. And it's really not something to ignore, even if you don't really follow that. This is the time to make the decision on how you are going to lead. Lead in your life. Which path are you going to choose? Choose the path of someone that follows the herd, of someone that isn't really aware? Or are you going to choose the path of really starting to go within yourself and lead yourself into a heart-centered way of life? What does that mean? It can mean anything for anyone. But instead of always thinking with our minds, it's time to lead and think with our hearts. For us to know the right path. And when we are asked to be teachers or examples, to do that with the love in our hearts first. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose and big. It could be as simple as just walking around a park such as this and seeing a beautiful family sitting together and looking at nature and saying hello and just being peaceful. But it can be hard for us to come into a leadership role for our lives and for ourselves sometimes, because we get caught up in the distractions and the obligations or the expectations others have for us. But this really is the time to ask yourself, how do I want to lead? Again, it doesn't mean anything grandiose, and maybe it is. But how are you going to lead? Are you going to lead with love, compassion, harmony, and understanding? That's the way I want to lead the rest of this lifetime, the one that we're in here. And that's what the world is calling for. Putting down the negative thoughts, the negative things that really don't bring us joy, putting all of that down and walking in love, leading with our hearts. Is that something that you can do? Is that something that you want to do? I know that the answer more than likely is yes. And I know we all are in our own way already walking that path of love. And I've learned in this past 10 years of self-cultivation and really going inside myself, it will be a constant teaching and learning and journey. We're never done learning our lessons. But the more they come around, they don't sting as much, because we start to understand that we do need to look at these things and love ourselves and lead the way with our heart. This is the time, my sweet friends, for us to walk hand in hand forward in love, lead with love, and envision or imagine all of us holding hands together all around this beautiful world, this beautiful planet, coming together as a world community, coming together as love. I'm curious to know if this resonates with you or how you feel about it. Feel free to leave a comment if you like. But know that I am continuing to do my best and share the things that I'm seeing and the things that I'm reading and that are filling my soul up. It's all love-centered. Thank you for watching and joining me. And you know I'm always sending you peace, love, and soul.